So let's work on rephrasing some of these questions. On the 120 question test, a student got 84 correct. So what percent of the problem? So let's see if we can rephrase it. So one of the ways you can rephrase it says, 84 is what percent of 120? Okay, 84 is 100. 84 is what percent of 120? You can use that question, and now we can use our equation. 84 is the part, 120 is the whole, and percent obviously is what we're trying to find. So we can substitute over here. And this is 120, divide both sides by 120. You gotta get the percentage. And let's see if I have a calculator. So we get 84 divided by 120 equals 0.7 as a decimal. So you can multiply that by 100. And you're gonna get that you got 70%. Okay. Now that's the formula, so you could have also gone straight in, once you have the question in this format. 84 is equal, what percent, we'll leave it as P of its multiplication, and 120. Notice that we get the exact same equation, right? An engineering student answered 81 questions correctly on the 90. What percent of the questions did she answer correct? What percent did you get correct? So it's basically the same question as the one before. So again, 81 is what percent of 90? And this would be my part. This would be the percent, and this would be my whole. So if we take that and we replace it, we get 81 is P times 90. Sorry, 90. We're going to divide both sides by 90. And we're going to find out that 81 out of 90 is 90%. 0.9. We're going to change that to 90%. So this is the correct. So obviously the incorrect would be 100% minus 90%. And that would give us 10% incorrect. Okay. Basketball made 63 out of 70. What percent is this? Again, this against the first three questions are a little bit repetitive. But okay. Now let me just go back. I just want to go back for a second here. So, here they have what percent of 42 is 28. So they have the percent in the front. I just wanted to check, but it's really okay. So we can write, and I guess if you keep it, what percent of 75 is 63? It's kind of weird, right? Or the other way we had it was 63 is what percent of 75? Now both of them, they get the exact same thing. So A equals PW, percent is what we're looking for, 73 is the whole number, right? And then 63 is part, so you make 63 out of 73, divide both sides by 73, and we're going to get his shooting percentage divided by 73 equals 0.863. I'm going to leave it at that because the next number is 0, or 86.3. So this is what you would see on your TV screen when this guy's shooting. The commentators would talk about it and say, hey, his free throw shooting percentage for this season, or up to this season, is 86.3. 81, the family spends $450 every month. their income is 1,800. So what percent of that income is food? Okay, so again, oops, no, don't close. So in a second, I gotta reopen this. So again, it's the same. So 450, or what percent of 1,800 is 450, or 450 is what percent of 1,800? If you roll it the other way, 450, sorry. If you're what percent of 1,800 is 450, that's completely fine too. So, okay. A equals PW. A is 450. Percent is what we're looking for. That's going to stay, and the 1,800 is our whole number. So we get 450 and 1,800. Divide both sides by 1,800. So the percent, or the decimal first of all, 450 divided by 1,800 equals 0.25. Multiply that by 100, and we get 25% of the income is spent on food. How much hydrochloric acid is in a 60 milliliter bottle that's marked 75% hydrochloric acid? So you get a bottle that has 60 milliliters. 75% of it is made of hydrochloric acid. So how much of the 60%, 60 milliliter is not? So, or it is in this case. So 75%. Sorry. We have what we can ask is what is 75% of 60? Right? We can, I don't know, 75 is the same thing. 75% of 60 is what number? But notice that basically I'm just moving this part around. So there's these, sorry, right? You can rearrange these three parts, and you can change that to this, but they're both the same. So equals PW. Percent we have, so we want to write 75%, or better yet, 0.75 or 0.75. I can't write today. So the percentage is 0.75. The whole bottle is 60 milliliters, and we want part of it that's hydrochloric acid, because it's not the whole bottle that's hydrochloric acid. This one's pretty straightforward. 0.75 times 60, and we get, so we're going to get that 45 milliliters. Okay, sorry, 2L, sorry, is HCl, hydrochloric acid. Okay. All right, so same question. So we have a 5-liter container. 80% is, I think you say, acetic acid, and the rest is water. So we can write 80% of 5 is what number? Of 5 liters is what number? Or what number is 80% of 5? That's also okay. So let's just keep it as that. So again, this is my P, this is my W, and this is going to be my A, right? Because I want to find the part. So I'm going to write 0.80 times 5, and 0.8 times 5 equals 4. So 4, what is this, liters? 4 liters are acetic acid, and then 5 minus 4, the difference obviously. So we have 1 liter in that bottle that is made out of water. Farmer owns 28 acres of land. Of the 28 acres, only 65 can be farmed. How many acres are available for farm? So this, again, it's a part, right? Part, most of it, more than 50%, so we can say most of it can be farmed. So 65% of 28 acres is what number? Now, let's translate that directly. So this equals to 0.65 of its multiplication. 28 is the whole. Is equal. And what number in this case, the part of it, is a. Right? So again, this is the percent. This is the whole. And what number, the number we're looking for, is part of it. But one of the reasons I like to writing in this format is because I can translate the sentence directly to an equation. Right? 65% is 0.65 of its multiplication. 28 is equal, and what number is what we're looking for? 0.65 times 28 equals 18.2. So 18.2 acres of that farm area can be farmed. Okay. Obviously, we have to translate it to the correct question, but I still think it helps. All right, 85. Okay, there's 420 students in basic math, only 30 are first-year students. How many are first-year students? How many are not? Okay, so in high school, not everybody passes the Regents or the particular math class in their first try, so sometimes if you're a freshman, you'll be in a class and you'll see some guys or some students who are older because this is their second or third attempt at that class. And that's not too uncommon. So 30%, so let's find out 420, sorry, there's 420 students, 30% of first year students. So what part of those 420 students are freshmen? So again, what is 30% of 420? Okay, 30% is of 420 is what number? So you can write it like that. So change colors. So if we do A equals PW, part is what I'm looking for, right? 30% is 0.3, and W, the whole, is 420. So what's 0.3? So it's 42 times 3, right? 0.3 times 420 is 126. So there's only, out of the 420 students, 126 students are freshmen. The rest are people who, for whatever reason, are taking the class a second time. So again, once we have this equation, that's using it. So if I wanted to translate that equation straight to a sentence, look how easy that is. What is? So what is it? We'll call that A. What is equals 0.30 of is multiplication of 420. Notice we get the same exact equation, right? Translate. 48%, and how many are not? So you would obviously take this and subtract. So the number of kids who are taking that class for a second time or third time is 294. 48% of the students in certain college are female, and there are 1,400 female students. What is the total numbers of students in the college? So we're looking for the whole, right? So 48% of a certain group of students are female, and here's how many. So we're looking for the whole here. So we're going to go 48. Sorry, we're going to say 1,440. It's 48%, right? But of what number? Of what number? That's the rephrase. So if I translate that, 1,400 is 1,400 is equal 0.48. 48 is 0.48 of its multiplication, and what number in this case? The whole. I divide this by 0.48. Divide this by 0.48, and we're gonna get 1,440 divided by 0.48. So the whole student body is 3,000. Now, that's, and then if you wanted to do this, you'll see, I just want to show you. The part is 1,440. The percent is 0.48. And the whole, which we're looking for, is W, right? So I identify each part. A, P, and whole. Okay. If you want to then identify them and then plug it in, right, into the equation, that's fine. Or like I said, you can just translate the sentence to an equation right under it. That's fine too. Okay. So that 60% of graduating class in high school goes to high school. 60% of a graduating class goes to high school. That sounds about right. If there are 240 students from this graduating class are going to college, how many students are in the class? Okay, so in, let's say, 8th grade, there are a certain amount of students. 240 of them are going, 60% of the students in the 8th grade are going to high school, which is 240. How many kids in the 8th grade? Actually, sorry, high school goes to college, the other way around, one level above that. So graduating class has a certain number, 240 of them are going to college. That represents 60%. So how many kids were in that graduating class in that senior year of high school? Okay, so 60% of 60% of what number? No, we know that. Sorry. That's not it. So 240 is 60%. We know that. 60% of what number? Let's identify everything. 240 is the part, 60% is the percent, and what number is the whole? Right? So I want to know how many, the whole, what was the graduating class in high school? How many kids in total were in that graduating class? So if we do A equals PW, let's substitute. A is 240, the percent is 0.6, and the whole is what I want to find out. Divide both sides by 0.6. And there were how many kids in the senior class? Divided by 0.6. There were 400 kids. And 240 of them are going to college, or decided to go to college. Shipment of airplane parts, 3% are known to be defective. That's not nice to know. 15 parts are of 15 parts are food to be found. This is, by the way, found to be detected. How many parts are in the shipment? Okay, so there's a shipment of airplane parts. It's not, okay. The majority of it are okay, but 3% of it have some type of defect. Okay, so 15 is 3%, right? Of what number? All right. So again, this is my change colors here. This is my part. This is my percent. And this is my whole. So how many parts were in the shipment? So A equals PW. It's not straightforward. 15 is 0.03. Careful here. W. So in this, we're going to divide both sides by 0.03. And 15 divided by 0.03 is going to give us that this particular shipment of airplane parts was 500. So out of the 500, 15 were defective. There were seat buckles. 89, 3,200 students at our school, 50%, 52 are men. How many are in our school? So again, we're looking for this one. We're looking for the part, right? So how can we write this? 3,200. Oh, that's our total. Sorry. $52. We're looking for the part here, right? What is 52% of 3,200? Pretty straightforward. What is 52%? 3,400. Let's identify the parts. So this is the percent, this is the whole, and we're looking for the part. So A equals P times W, which is 0.52 or 0.52 times 3,200. So let's see how many men are in this particular school. 0.52 times 3,000. Oops. 0.52. 1,560 men. Next one, 75% of what? 75% of students in chemistry had algebra. It definitely helps. There are 300 students in chemistry. How many had algebra? Okay. So this and these are the same, right? Not the same, sorry, they're related. So there's 300 students in chemistry and 75% have taken an algebra class. All right, so this one, again, it's pretty straightforward. What is, not everybody in algebra in chemistry class took algebra, only 75%. So what is 75% of 300? Okay, so again, this is your A and this is your percent and this is your whole. There's 300 students in total in the class. We want 75% of them. So 0.75 times 300 and 0.75 times 300 equals 225. So 225 students in the class have taken an algebra class. Okay. All right. That's it.